Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I will be doing an unboxing and first look of the all-new LG Tribute Empire available on Boost Mobile. Okay, so the LG Tribute Empire is a phone that is soon to be released on Boost Mobile. So I'm glad I was able to pick this phone up, be able to unbox it for y'all and all that kind of good stuff. Now, this phone, to be honest, by looking at the specs so far, really doesn't seem to be really any different than last year's LG Tribute Dynasty, according to the specs. But we're going to go ahead and dive in here and just kind of take a look at this phone. So on the front there, it does show a few specs, like a 5-inch HD touchscreen display, 16 gigabytes of ROM, 2 gigabytes of RAM, an 8 megapixel main and 5 megapixel front-facing camera with a 1.5 gigahertz octa-core processor. So turning the box around, we see some more specs there. Like I said, 5-inch HD display, a 2500 milliamp hour battery with an 8 megapixel main and 5 megapixel front camera, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, 4G LTE with 2x20 carrier aggregation, and HPUE/voice over LTE. So let's go ahead and open this up. And we got this box here that was in the box. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. And you will see right on top here, of course, is your standard LG wall adapter, as well as your micro USB charging cable there. And let's pull the phone here out. We got some LG information book, stuff like that, and a removable battery. So let's put all this away and we'll look at the phone. So with the phone now in hand, this is supposed to be Boost Mobile's version of the LG Aristo 3 coming to Metro by T-Mobile. However, we know in past generations there's always a difference in the processor or difference in the storage, stuff like that. But if you look here, this phone is very reminiscent of last year's LG Tribute Dynasty. I mean, it looks identical. Their volume rocker looked the same. The front of the phone looks identical. I mean, it's pretty much the same phone here. So let's go ahead and just kind of look around the phone. On the side here on the right, we have nothing at all. On top, there's a secondary microphone. On the left, got your space volume rocker. On the bottom, micro USB charging port, 3.5 headset jack, and microphone. Now, if we pop off the back cover, you will see the removable 2500 milliamp hour battery, which is the same as the last generation. And on top there, of course, is your slot for your nano SIM and micro SIM. Now, let's go ahead and just pop on this back cover here. Actually, I want to see something here because, like I said, this phone is basically the same exact phone as last year's model. So we're going to sit here. Of course, you can see that there looks the same. And we're going to put the Dynasty back here on this new phone. And yep, it fits just fine. So it's the same design, same build, same size. Everything is pretty much exactly the exact same body wise here on these two phones here. So yeah, had to just try that out here on camera. So go ahead and slap on the actual back cover of this phone. And we'll go ahead and power this phone up. Now, this phone does not have a fingerprint scanner on the rear. The back button there, of course, is just your sleep power button back there. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this phone set up, and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we're set up now and ready to go. But before I go any further, I want to say that these little budget LG phones are not bad phones. Now, this phone right here will be released to a bunch of different carriers. I know that the Aristo 3 is just about like it on Metro by T-Mobile. I'm sure Straight Talk will get one like it. I'm sure Cricket will get one like it. And they usually always have a little bit of a difference, in specs, like I made mention earlier. But if you're looking just for a plain budget phone, this is going to work pretty good. Yes, it is kind of has them chunky bezels, as you see right there on the phone. No, it does not have any really fancy bells and whistles, but the phone just works, and it is a good little backup phone. Or if you're just looking for a budget phone to carry around or to care about smartphones that much, then these right here really are not that bad of a phone. Now, going to the phone here, you got your home screen here, of course. You swipe up to access your app drawer, and the phone does seem to be, fairly smooth. Now, this phone here does run the MediaTek MT6750 at 1.5 gigahertz and has 2 gigabytes of RAM. So, I mean, for 2019, I was expecting this phone here to get at least a bump up from the previous generation, but we know how LG is on their budget devices. They're just pretty much keeping the same, and all they really change is, going from like nougat to Oreo, Oreo to pie, whatever the case may be. They really don't really change a whole lot. So just looking around the phone here, you can swipe up here to access your app drawer. I got your Google stuff here, of course. All your typical Google stuff there. You have your essentials like your contacts, quick memo, clock, audio recorder, and stuff like that. Management here for your update center, file manager, LG Smart World, downloads, all that good stuff. You got Facebook pre-installed. Got Lookout, Amazon Shopping, Prime Video, all that's already installed here on this device. Now, pulling the drop down here, you'll see that this phone shows Wi-Fi calling, but usually when you activate it on Boost Mobile, that goes away or is disabled, because I don't think that Boost Mobile offers Wi-Fi calling. That would be awesome if it did, but I don't think right now they still don't offer Wi-Fi calling. But you got your typical stuff here, like your location, your flashlight, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, stuff like that. You can also edit all of those, comfort view, and all stuff like that. Now going to the settings here for a little bit, got your network and internet. So you have Wi-Fi, voice networks, it says right here Wi-Fi calling, but when the phone is not in airplane mode, the bottom says Sprint. So I think Sprint has Wi-Fi calling, but like I said, Boost Mobile I don't think has Wi-Fi calling as of yet. But just your Wi-Fi, your mobile data, call, tethering, and stuff like that. Going to connected devices, here you got Bluetooth, got your sharing panel, LG AirDrive, and printing. You have your sound, you have your display here as well. So home screen, you can select between a home or a home and app drawer or easy home, whichever one you prefer. I prefer to have a home and app drawer. Got your wallpaper, your screen swipe effect, icon shape, grid, loop screen, and stuff like that. So backing out of here, you got your display size, so you can choose if you want your display a lot bigger or if you want it smaller. It's pretty much your preference. Now you get your home touch buttons here as well. You can change the colors of them. You can show, lock, or hide icon, or you can just hide home touch buttons in general if you so wish. You have your brightness there as well, auto brightness, screen timeout, and all that kind of stuff there. Now extensions down here is for smart cleaning, so you push smart cleaning up here, and it shows how much memory you have, how much internal storage you have. So 7.39 gigabytes is already in use out of 16 gigs, so you get 8.1 gigabytes free, which is crazy in my personal opinion. You got your gaming button here, knock on, knock off, shortcut keys, and all like that. So scrolling on down here to battery, you have your battery usage, battery percentage bar, battery saver, power saving exclusions, and all of that good stuff there. Now, like I mentioned a while ago, storage here, 7.39 gigabytes, so almost half the storage. As you see, 46% is already being used up out of 16 gigs. You can add an SD card and all that good stuff like that. Now I'm looking here for lock screen security, so really we don't have nothing in here. Like I may mention, this phone does not have a fingerprint scanner on the back. That's just the sleep and power button. So you see right here, content lock, you got your select screen lock, customized lock screen, and secure lock settings. So no facial ID, no fingerprint scanner, nothing like that here on this phone. And swiping down here to system, so look down here at got your memory here, of course, which is 2 gigabyte or 1.9 gigabytes, it says right there. And looking here at the about phone and going down here to software info, this phone does run Android version 8.1.0, so it is running November 1st 2018 security patch with Android Oreo on board. Now browsing here in the camera here just for a moment and just looking around in here, got your mode button up here for auto or flash jump cut. You got your little button up here for your different effects. You got your front facing camera, and you also have your flash. So going into settings here, you don't have a whole lot. You have your cheese shutter, scan QR code. Down here is your megapixels for your rear camera, 8 megapixels, and it drops down from there. Video size, you can record in 16 by 9, 1920 by 1080, or 720 by 1280 there. And you also got a self timer, so pretty much all there is there. Now jumping here to the front facing camera and going here into the settings, you got your selfie shot, save as flip, gesture view, got a 5 megapixel camera. You also can record in full 1080 or 720 there. So that's pretty much just about all there is to it here on the LG Tribute Empire. Not really sure who names these phones, to be honest with you. I mean, when you look at this phone here being the LG Tribute Dynasty, I mean, it's just an exact phone, okay? Both phones had the same MediaTek 6750 processor. Both have 2 gigabytes of RAM. Both have the same internal storage at 16 gigs. Both have the same screen display, the same camera, front and rear is the same. Both of them have the same, power sleep button in the same spot. Speakers are in the same place on the rear there. Getting very outdated LG with the rear firing speakers. The only difference between these two devices that I see right here. Now I know on the box it did say that it has voice over LTE on this model here. So you got that going for it. But other than that, the only difference between these two phones right here is 8.1 Oreo, 7.1.2 Nougat. That's it. The phones are exactly the same. They have the same design everywhere. They're no different. Yeah. And you can change the backs out. So honestly, this phone right here, I was able to pick up the new Empire. I was able to pick up for $99.99 at Best Buy. It's available right there right now. But I've also seen the Tribute Dynasty at Walmart going for only $39.99. So would you rather pick up last year's model with the exact same specs for $40 or pay $100 for the new with just Oreo updated? Pretty much all there is to it. So that's just my first look and impressions there, and just giving y'all pretty much the same phone that came out last year but with a different name. So anyway, if this was helpful and informative, hit that like button. Any questions that you may have, leave it below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that bell for post notifications. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.